Hello everyone and welcome to Grey Goddess Yoga. My name's Ruth and today I have a 30-minute, maybe 32-minute yin yoga practice. So to start with, come down into your easy seat. You can see that my hips are raised slightly. I'm sitting on a block and my right knee sometimes gives me a few niggles, so I'm just supporting that. If there's any pain in your knee, remember you can never push through it. We need to stabilize it. So we're going to be here for another minute. Just steady your breath. Feel the silence and fall into your body. This is your time, your space. How are your hips today? How is your breath? Where are your shoulders? Where are your ears? Finding a gentle alignment. Perhaps raising your chin just slightly, just noticing. 2 more breaths. So today our yin practice is going to be focusing on our lower lumbar spine. So now just opening up a little bit. So just moving your legs forward, just to let the blood start flowing again. Perhaps wriggle your ankles, massage your knees, whatever feels right for you. Maybe leaning back as I am. Now our first pose today is known as Sphinx pose, and we'll be targeting the lower lumbar spine. This is such a beautiful pose for our bodies. I'm going to show you a few variations, and you'll notice I've got some props. In particular, I've got a bolster there. If you don't have a bolster handy, you can use cushions or other props, pillows. So just moving down onto your stomach. So you may like to move your elbows slightly in front of your shoulders. You can rest your chin on your hands or your forehead on a block in this position, as long as you're feeling some stress on the lower lumbar spine, our target areas. You may also like to explore how the bolster feels, maybe under your chest. And you can also move your arms forward and lay on your stomach if any level of extension in this position really causes you any pain in the lower back. So once you've found your position where you've found your edge, you're not in your comfort zone, you're slightly outside of your comfort zone. In yin, we now stay for time and we seek stillness. This allows us to move into our fascia and place stress into our fascia. By targeting the deeper connective tissues, we really want to relax our muscles so that the stress can settle deeper into our fascia. Just do a body scan and see if you are holding any muscles. We really want to relax the muscles now. How are your glutes? Are you holding on to the glutes? Doing this naturally protects the lower spine. If so, just release. It may mean you need to decrease the level of extension in your spine, or maybe it's fine. If you feel any sharp, burning, tingling or electrical sensations, that means you've gone too far. So just crawl back. So we are here for about another minute, maybe half a minute. Just finding your breath. Letting go of any thoughts that come into your mind. And coming back to the breath, coming back to our target area. Attaching your consciousness to your breath and moving that breath to your target area. Letting go of what no longer serves. Letting it go in your exhale. Feeling the stillness that's coming over your body. And now, very slowly moving down and just placing your left ear onto your arms and moving your right leg or knee, just move it up, which will release the lower spine. This is a nice gentle release. We've stressed our lower back, and now just for a few moments we'll just release it very gently. Take all the time that you need. And now just straightening up and just lifting your body up slowly. And now for our counter pose, a different position for our spine. Just come into your child's pose. You can keep your arms forward or back. So in Sphinx we were in spinal extension. Now our counter pose is spinal flexion. And we will stay here for a few moments. Just feel the echo in your body. And now slowly lifting up. And just moving your shoulders. Move organically, whatever feels right. There's no right or wrong. So now we're going to come into our saddle pose. If you are familiar with saddle, please move into the variation that's comfortable for you. I'm going to go through a few variations now. If your ankles feel a bit tight, feel free to place some cushioning underneath them, maybe a folded blanket. You can also place a folded blanket or a cushion under your knees. This raises the knees and so the knees are less flexed, which can be more comfortable. You can also use a bolster and just popping this just around the back, and we can sit on that, and that can be very comfortable for us in this pose just by widening the legs there, and it just gives us some support, particularly for the ankles. So just moving the bolster away now. This is another option for our saddle, just moving back. Just seeing how this feels in the lower back. You'll also notice a lovely quad stretch and also in the hip flexors. But our target area in saddle again is our lower lumbar spine. So just sense and feel how this is for you. This might be the variation that speaks to you and is just slightly beyond your edge. Then, if you'd like to explore a bit further, you can come down onto your elbows. Again, you'll certainly be feeling a lot more of a stretch in your lower back, your quads, your stomach, and with your neck you can take it down or you can place a block under it for more support. Another beautiful option, which I love, is just putting the bolster under your lower back and then leaning back. This is a beautiful supported saddle, and for an extra stretch you can put your arms above your head like I have here. This is a delightful saddle pose. And look, another option which you might decide is to go all the way down. Just coming slowly down if you decide that this is an option for you to explore, and you can see that the back is quite extended here. And in terms of the knees can be together, the knees can be apart. It's very individual. So for me, I'm going to spend the next 2.5 minutes with the bolster. I find that this gives my lower back a beautiful stretch and is somewhere that is just beyond my edge and where I can hang out and be still. So we're going to be here for another 2.5 minutes and experiment with your knees. Knees together, knees apart. What suits your body? So remember, we are using the pose to get into the body, to target our lower back. And now we stay for time and stillness. There is a beautiful saying that fascia needs patience and patience takes time. And this really does encapsulate the yin experience. So it doesn't matter what you look like, it only matters how you feel. Let go. Feel the target area. Feel the slight discomfort that you're putting your body in. The slight stress brings great rewards and healing to our bodies and strengthens this area. I chose this music particularly because I often think that that's how our ligaments feel, our tendons feel when we place a small stress on them, like the banjo. You're doing really well. Okay, just take a few more breaths. And when you're ready, very, very slowly move out of this pose. I like to come out of it on the side, and remember, we've placed a stress on our bodies, so please move slowly and at your pace. Stretch those knees out. We've put a bit of stress on them. Wriggle the ankles, and now lay down on your back and find some stillness as we neutralize the spine. You've done really, really well. Saddle is quite an intense pose. Feel the echo and feel the dullness just slowly ebb away. Okay friends, we're coming into our third yin pose, and we're keeping with the same theme of targeting our lower back. So just coming down, moving the bolster in front of you and coming down onto our stomachs and going back into the Sphinx pose. So our elbows just slightly in front of our shoulders, and find a Sphinx pose that suits you. And you can lean into your chin with your hands on your chin, and you may find that you need a little bit more stress on your lower back now that we've worked it slightly. So putting your elbows and forearms on a bolster you may just find the elevation to deepen the extension of your spine. Another option is also to raise your heels up so your knees are bent. This deepens the stress in the lower spine. We want to go past our comfort zone, but not too far, because we need to find a place where we can linger and hang out. And it's okay just to sink your shoulders, as long as the target area of our lower back is engaged. So just a couple more options now. If you need to, if you're finding that that's not quite enough stress. So we're going into a pose called Seal. And look, you can start with your arms out straight with your hands facing outwards. But you'll notice that you may as well be in Sphinx pose here, because you're using a lot of muscles to stay up in this pose, and the extension in your spine is much the same. So if you're able to, and you need to go deeper to find that stress in your lower back, you can come up into Sphinx pose. So just moving the arms forward with your hands still facing outwards. This will give you a much deeper curvature of the spine and really get into the target area if you need this to feel a sensation. So we're just going to hang out for about another minute, and again, if you need to go deeper in your Seal, you can bend your knees again. That is slightly too deep for me, so I might just hang out here in this Seal pose. And again, just breathing into the discomfort, even breaths. The stress should feel tolerable. So our intention is to place a stress on the lower spine, and our attention is to check if we are feeling anything. So now we've coming out of a very deep back bend, just very slowly now come down, and this time put your right ear onto the back of your hands and bring the left knee up so we can reduce the pressure on the lower spine. Take any stress out of it. And just breathe here and feel the echo of that deeper pose. Just breathing. Now just coming back, straightening your legs. So just coming up into all fours now. Just let's do a couple of cat-cows together. Just releasing the spine and really enjoy this movement amongst all the stillness. And when you're ready, just sit back on your heels into child's pose and feel the spinal flexion, which is our counter pose. Just breathing evenly, feeling the stress that we've placed on our lower back just dissipate. And now we're going to introduce a new movement for the spine, something in the opposite direction, some spinal flexion and a little bit of twisting in a half butterfly. But the primary target area in our half butterfly will be the spine. So when you're ready, just very slowly roll up, almost in slow motion, feeling nice and high in your Japanese seat. And roll the shoulders back. So let's move into our half butterfly. Please sit on a block if this is more comfortable for you and allows you to tip forward from the hips more easily. Bringing the right leg in, the left leg extended, and please use a block to support any niggly knees. Just twist a little to the left using your right arm just to kind of move you across, and then fold forward until you find your edge. So our intention isn't to touch the feet or be completely flat in this position. Our intention is to feel a stress on the spine. And look, if your hamstrings are super tight, you can put a cushion or a bolster under this, which will really help you tilt even further forward and take the hamstrings out of the equation. So there's no pulling in this position. We're not engaging muscles. Our target area is along the fascia, along the back. If you happen to be extremely flexible and to feel a stress, you can tuck your chin and bring your head to the knee. And you can hold it here. And this adds some fascial tension, and you can also hold the foot too. Otherwise, for all the rest of us, just leaning forward now. And you should feel quite an interesting stress along the back. Where you feel it will be quite different depending on your body, your uniqueness. Fascia is quite extensive around the back. It's kind of interesting to notice where you feel it. Now, if you want, you can come and add a side bend and twist, just twisting your backhand behind your back and leaning the side of your head on your front arm, front hand. And if you want, you can lay that down along your left leg and just twisting the body to the right hand side. You may find it comfortable to put the front arm on the floor in the twist. It's really up to you, either holding the head or having the hand down, as long as there's no neck issues here. So by doing this, we're really accentuating the stress along the side body as well as the spine. So just try and soften here. Just release the muscles and stress so that we can get into the deep tissues, our fascia. Just finding stillness, evening out our breath. And for our last few breaths, if you would like, you can accentuate the body stretch by just bringing the arm over, as long as there's no tingling sensation. For the very flexible, you can touch the foot, but for most of us, just having that over. If there's any tingling, just bring that arm back down behind the back. And just in a few moments, we'll just come out of this very slowly, as gracefully as you can, and just for the last 3 breaths, just fold forward over your left leg, taking the twist out. Just breathing, softening, and then just slowly bringing your body up. And now just to release our back, just bring the feet forward. You can lie down if you want, or if you feel like a bit of movement like myself, just wriggling the toes, the knees, leaning back. And if you want, you can come up into a reverse tabletop, just lifting up, lifting down, just to get some movement. You can even straighten your legs if you want. Just massaging the muscles of the legs. And now we'll come in to the other side. So just straightening out the right leg this time and bringing the left knee in. Remember to prop up the knee. If you have any issues, just turn to the right using your left arm just to leverage you around, and then we fold over until you find your edge. And again, if you have tight hamstrings, take them out of the equation, which will allow you to fold over. Find your edge. We don't want this to be super excruciatingly painful, but we do need a small stress on our back. Somewhere where you can stay for time and for stillness. And for those of us who are, not me, but for those who are very flexible, tuck your chin and bring your head to the knee, and even hold on to the foot, just to create additional fascial tension. So by cultivating stress, we promote healing. So our intention is that cultivation of stress. And we use our attention to feel the stress. It doesn't matter how you look in this pose. If you added a side bend on the other side, let's do this side. So just moving your left arm behind you this time, and just putting your right elbow on your quadriceps and leaning into your hand, and just twisting the body to the left. And if it's comfortable for your neck, you can lean that right arm down along the right leg, or you can even drop it down to the inside of the right leg. Just noticing the stress along the side of the body, and try and soften and release the muscles so that the stress can get into the deep fascial tissues. Such an enjoyable stress here, which we are cultivating. You'll probably notice a difference on this side to the last side. One might feel easier than the other, and that's very common. Feeling the stillness sink deeply into your body, releasing everything that no longer serves you. Finding stillness amongst the chaos. And for the last few breaths, you can accentuate the side body stretch by bringing your arm over, as long as there's no tingling sensation and your neck feels comfortable. And when you're ready, very slowly just come out of that twist and then just fold over your extended leg. And very slowly, using your hands to lift you up, coming out of the pose. So that was our last and final yin pose for this session. So just leaning back as you did before, or you could lie on your back, whatever serves you. Just wriggling out the toes, getting some circulation back into the knees. I'm choosing to do a reverse tabletop, that suits me. Moving the muscles, moving the body just up and down. And then I just want to say thank you so much for joining me in this yin practice. It's been an absolute pleasure to have your company today. Enjoy the energy that you have brought into your body through this practice and the healing.